Okay, so attempt number 3. For some reason I couldn't go live. We're gonna bleach my hair. Let's see. Stuff we're using today. Hi Vanny. Hi TWC. It's been a long time. I'm glad to see that you still popped back on here, guys. How are we? We're gonna be bleaching my hair today. So I figured I'd pop on here and let you guys join in on the chaos with me. Since I haven't been on in a while. I'm doing really good. A lot better than I was, so, you know, that's what's important. I hope that you guys are well. So, you're in a white shirt? Yep. If I bleach in a white shirt, then I don't have to worry about bleaching my shirt, you know? So, we're gonna use this bleach. It's called Quick Blue by L'Oreal. I have my bleach bowl, my brush, my developer. I'm using a 30 volume developer. I also have a 20 and a 40, but you can't use 40. Well, you can use 40, but if you use 40, you'll fry your scalp. So, can't use 40. I'm gonna use my 30. 20 won't do shit. And then I have these boosters. So this goes in my bleach pretty much to stop that from going brassy. This one is for stopping it from going brassy. So I stripped my hair. This will stop the bleach from turning it more brassy. This one, however, will help protect my hair and kind of put a level of protection where like it won't allow my hair to be fried, which we'll see. It's probably gonna end up fried anyways, but I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it. It's been a long time since I bleached my hair. So normally like this, I just stripped my hair to get it this color. I don't need to use bleach to get my hair to this level of blonde, but I don't like this level of blonde. I don't like this like warm tone. I like platinum white blonde. So that requires not only stripping my hair, but that also requires me using bleach. That requires me using this brassy remover and requires me using this Absolute Perfection because that will help, 1, evenly distribute it, but 2, protect my hair. So yeah. Hi guys. If you're just joining, we're bleaching my hair today and chit-chatting. So I'm going to start mixing up my products. We're going to start with 2 packs of bleach. If you're bleaching your hair, number 1 thing, use enough bleach. Like, all these people that you see doing their hair on TikTok or on YouTube, and they want to use this very little amount and try and just barely lather it because they're trying to get the product to stretch, or because they think that using less of it will bleach their hair less. Like, that's not the case. If you're going to bleach your hair at all, you need to make sure that you're using enough of bleach to fully cover your hair. Like, you want to saturate it. So even though I have short hair, 2 packs of bleach. I use these big things, the developer, so I just never have to really buy another one. But bleach and developer, make sure that you mix enough. I'm going to use 5 ounces of developer for my 2 packs of bleach, which will ultimately end up in me getting enough to cover my hair and probably resaturate once I'm finished. We'll see. Always measure out your developer first. So mine has little itty bitty signs here, like on the side for ounces and whatnot. So we're gonna go to the ounces side. We're gonna dump this in. And then let's grab my other developer. What have I been doing? I've been working a lot lately, honestly. So that's really it. Working softball. My kids do softball, so we coach softball. You know, all the fun stuff. What have you guys been up to? Who has been doing what this summer? Well, for me, it's summer. For some of you, maybe it's not. Alright, we're back. Sorry guys. My phone was getting a call from my husband, so I texted him real quick. Alright, so developer is in. Alright, now I used 2 different kinds of developers. I wouldn't advise doing that. You should probably just use one. So because I use 2 different brands, I'm gonna mix them all together. I don't think it would honestly matter, but I'm not the type of person who wants to fuck around and find out. So we're not gonna start that today. Alright, so developer in, and then bleach going in. So we have 2 packs of bleach. I don't know if I grabbed my scissors. I'm back. Alright, 2 packs of bleach. Scissors to cut. We're not going to cut where the instructions are because we're going to be smarter than that today. And boop. So we're just going to mix this straight in. This isn't a charcoal bleach, so this is a blue one. It's gonna look like bluish purple and then go into a white as I let it develop. But like, see it? And honestly, I should buy bigger bleach bowls or bigger dye bowls, but I'm not gonna do that. Hi, I look like JoJo Siwa. Oh no. That's like the worst comparison I think I've ever gotten. Thank you for that, bud. I only have my hair pulled back like this, by the way, guys. I don't normally do my hair like this. I have it pulled back like this today, though, because I have my hair sectioned into 4 quadrants. So, section, 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 section. And... ooh, sorry, guys. Yeah, anywho. I have my hair like this so that way I could section it 4 ways, and then like whenever I'm ready to do this, I'll just pull this out and then I'll start my back, and then I'll pull this out and I'll start this in the back, because whenever you're doing your hair, you're supposed to start from the back, not the front. Because hi Carlos. Yeah, you're supposed to start from the back to the front. Your hairline is the most fragile part of your hair, like, so right here, that that is where your hair is in its most fragile state. So you don't want to end up taking and doing that first and then you fry that hair since it's so fragile. Hi Bubbles. All right, and we're just mixing. Sorry, this is kind of the boring part. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit more developer because this is just a little thicker than I normally like, and dealing with some family stuff, so not much pool. How am I? I am well. How are you, Carlos? It's been a while. It's great to see that, like, even though I haven't been on in a while, that some of my people who have been on here since I started going live are still popping in. I don't know, that's really reassuring, because I was worried at first that like most of my followers that like joined in and spoke to me on my lives probably left. So I'm thankful that you guys are still here. Alright, so this is what it looks like. This is what your bleach is going to look like. You want it to be kind of like a thick paste. I don't know, that's how I would describe it. But you don't want it to be super thin and watery. You don't want it to be super thick like a batter. Hi, Shiloh. Yes. Okay. So Nova, her page ended up getting hacked, and the hackers were on. They're trying to go live, and it got reported so much that they shut her page down. They hacked into her Gmail and they hacked into her YouTube account. So now she has a new YouTube account that you can follow, Shiloh. It's called Nova Diva Doll. So type in @Nova Diva Doll, and that'll pop you up on her new page, Nova Doll. And she also is on TikTok, but I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know what that one is. But yeah, she got hacked. It was like super depressing too, because the people who hacked her were like trying to post like the most wayward leftist, crazy ass fucking wild shit. Like, I mean, it was some crazy shit. Whoever hacked her, like, they knew what the fuck they were doing, and they were trying to like ruin her page. And for those of you who don't know, we're talking about a girl who I moderate for on YouTube named Nova. Her page got messed up. So yeah. Yeah, it was definitely, like, for sure, like, what a bunch of fucking bums. Because God forbid we just let people live their lives, you know, and do what they do. Someone had to have gotten pissed off or upset at her in one of her lives or something, and then decided to do that, because she had just started to go live on here again. Sorry guys, my little poop ball. But she had just started to go live on here again, and they fucking pushed that shit, so. Alright, I'm gonna do something I don't advise any of you do, and that's use metal in your hair while you're bleaching it. I just know that I'm not gonna touch this spot on my head, so. Alright. So, you don't want to start at your roots. I saw her lives like 3 times. Yeah! No, it just disappeared because of them fucking with her. Alright guys, so next step, you probably should have done this whenever you were mixing, but I didn't. Oops. So put your gloves on. You don't want to get bleach on your hands. It burns, it stings, it doesn't feel good. Now we're going to take our bleach on our brush. Alright. So we're going to take this little piece, bleach, and rub it in. Now, earlier, if you guys were here, I said make sure that you saturate your hair, and I mean saturate it. Like, that is fully. I just pulled it up, but there's no knots in it. I don't have to worry about there being any spots where the bleach is not touching, because I don't have any knots in my hair. And if that means that as you're unsectioning your hair, you are brushing it before you bleach it, great. But do not ever, and I mean do not ever, touch your hair with bleach and then comb it or brush it. If you do that, you're going to end up severely screwing up your hair. Like, technically, I shouldn't have even touched that part of my hair because I had bleach on my hands, but I just don't have a way to do it any different. Alright, hi guys. If you're just joining, welcome. We are bleaching my hair, and I'm kind of just giving a little tutorial on how to bleach your hair whenever you're at home, you're not a professional, and you kind of know what you're doing. Alright. So we took that, now we're going to take this. Again, I cannot reiterate this enough. Saturate, saturate, saturate. You know what I am kind of worried about? The bleach sitting on my skin, because like I'm super tan now and I don't want it to fuck up my skin where my tan is. Which, I mean, it should be fine, right? I'm gonna wipe it off after I'm done with this. So, hi guys, welcome. If you haven't yet, make sure that you like the live. How is everybody today? Where I am, it is sunny and beautiful and all the things. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be for most of the day, but it probably won't stay that way. Alright, so I'm going to turn around so you guys can see what the back of the hair looks like. Notice how I did not, and I mean did not, but yeah, back of the hair, right? So now we are going to remove this. Someone left me a voicemail. Alright, guys. So now that we've done our back, we are going to move to the front. Where's my comb? Here's my comb. I just have to like kind of comb through this because I just fuck with it hardcore. Alright. So now, this side's my easy side because my hair is quite short over here. My hair on my other side of my head grows, I don't know, I suppose faster. Alright, so saturating. Anywho, if anyone would like to comment any, like, I don't know, conversation topics, we can bullshit. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pretty cut and dry tutorial the whole time. So we're done with like 3/4 of my head, right? And we still have this much bleach. So again, we're gonna have more than enough to be able to saturate this. No, I am not. Although I have done construction with my husband, I've never had to operate any type of heavy machinery. I just can lift thousands of pounds of granite. So that's about it. As far as my construction work goes, I can do that. I can remodel a house. But I'm not, and I do mean not, operating a forklift. That is something that we will save for future Deanna to do. Because now Deanna is not going to do that. Do you want me to wreck into a building? I think that I'd do more damage than I would do good if I operated any type of heavy machinery like that. Sorry guys, this is like the smallest spot of my hair. And this ponytail is itty bitty. And I hate these tiny ones. Alright. So we've got the hair. So like I said, this is the thickest spot of my hair, like on my entire head. My front quadrant over here, it literally just exists. And it grows faster than the rest of my hair. So, sorry, I'm just wiping off the rest of the bleach. We're going to start back here, pull this away, see my roots. We're going to put that in my hand and saturate. So as you can see, again, I'm not being very light with my bleach. I really want to make sure that I get everything covered. If you're wondering where I learned any of this, Brad Mondo. I have followed him on YouTube for literal years, and I see him react to everyone's bleach fails, and I followed his tutorial on how to bleach your hair for beginners whenever I very first ever started bleaching my hair. So yeah, I've never really been a like just wing it kind of person. I have too much anxiety for just winging my hair whenever my hair is like one of my favorite things that I have. So rather than just winging it, I decided why not follow somebody who knew what the fuck they were doing, and at that time it just so happened to be Brad Mondo. So yeah, if this goes horrible, maybe I'll like record it and keep the recording and snip it, and then I'll send it to Brad Mondo, guys. Because let's all be honest, this could go real bad. Alright, so now I'm just doing my roots. I don't do this specifically anyway. I just spread. And now is when my scalp is going to start itching and burning. Now what I might do is I might go back in and redo my roots, because normally it doesn't lighten up to the degree I want it to. At least not on first application. Alright, I'm gonna slightly slide to the side because I have to see what I'm doing in my mirror, so I'm not going to be looking at you guys so much, I'll be paying attention here. How is everybody today? Well, I guess everybody in the chat. Where are we all from? I live in America, in Ohio specifically. Nothing exciting, nothing to really write home about, right? So yeah, this part of this is not the most exciting. Another thing is I didn't pay attention to when I started, so we are just gonna have to hope it works out. Just to be clear too, I don't even really advise brushing through your hair while it has bleach in it with your fingers like I just did, because you're still going to break your hair. Like, your hair is in its most fragile state right now, and fucking with it and doing shit like that is just going to make it more fragile. You get what I'm saying? Like, the risk is not worth the reward. Alright. Alright, well, my hair is completely saturated. The next step I'm going to do is put a bag on it and let it sit for like 30 more minutes. But until then, I think I'm going to hop off of here, and then I will get back on whenever I show you guys kind of what happened and where it went. Alright. Bye.